worst. Tada!
We moeten nog precies in het midden plaatsen.
And welcome to a new episode of the No Leaf podcast. This is a podcast about knitting and crocheting and basically my journey to becoming a full-time knitwear and crochet designer. My name is Carmen, also known as newleafdesigns.nl on Instagram, formerly known as Crafty Queens. I have a website called newleafdesigns.nl. On Etsy I am newleafdesigns.nl, and on Ravelry you can find me as Caramelletje. It's the day of Christmas Eve, if you call it that, the day before Christmas, and I haven't podcasted in a while, in about 3 weeks, and just because I've been so busy, and I thought I'd put another podcast out before Christmas, or well, at least film it before Christmas. Who knows when I might edit this. And I thought it would be fun to sit at the other side of my studio, which is definitely more festive as my flower wall, which I am looking at right now. I've even put in a candle, so I am a proper podcaster right now. Yeah, so I have quite a bit to do today. I've done the baking. It's not a lot. I've made some dessert for tomorrow, but I do have some gift wrapping to do. But since one of the things that I'm gonna gift wrap is a thing that I want to show in the podcast, I thought I'd film before I gift wrap all of that. So I have a finished object. I have 3 works in progress, of which one is a new cast on, or 2 actually. And I also have some new acquisitions to show you. So let's get to it. I have finished my Stargazer sweater, which is a crochet sweater. It is very wide and boxy and cropped, and with more or less fitted sleeves. It's made with Scapious Stardust, which is a sparkly acrylic mohair mix yarn, and there are lace panels. I'm going to show you just one side now. There are some lace panels with some cotton thread, also by Scapious. It's called Scapious Sugar Rush. And I will put in some pictures of me wearing it right here. So as you can see, I've been having a very festive photo shoot, and I was hoping to get this pattern done before the holidays, because actually it has been in my head since last winter, last holiday period, and I figured I wouldn't have enough time to publish it before the holidays, and if I wouldn't publish it before the holidays, then there would be no point, so I would save it for next year, which is this year. And now I'm having some difficulties with the pattern, so it won't be out before Christmas. No, I still need to The lace row is giving me some issues, and which I thought I had resolved, but then my testers were having the same issues, so I thought, oh, I'll have to really fix it this time, and I haven't gotten around to that yet, mainly because I've been gift knitting. I'm still gift knitting. Even though I started in January, I'm still not done, but it's all good. I'll show you in just a bit. So now I figured I'll just publish it as soon as I finish the pattern. I will probably not offer any different sizes, as you know, it's very wide, and the sleeves are a custom fit, so I will just write a recipe for that. But I do want to offer a longer version, as I kind of designed this on my own body, which is very short, so I'm gonna make another option in the same pattern, which would give some more length, as I think that would be nice. Yeah, and then I would publish it probably in January, which is a shame, but you know, long-term planners can already start working on it for the next holiday season, and you know, if you use a non-sparkly yarn, it's perfectly suitable for non-festivities. Yeah, so I'm not too worried about that. I've been becoming less of a perfectionist the last couple of years, and I really enjoy that. I think it's good that I'm not a super perfectionist anymore, although, you know, still I enjoy details that are perfect, and you know, I would love to get things done perfectly on time. But yeah, now I think it's better that I have it done than to finish it at the exact right moment where it would have probably the most sales. So I'm just gonna publish it now, and I'll see that I'll promote it some more at the next holiday season. So, or I'll make another sample in a non-sparkly yarn. That's perfectly fine. So yeah, that was my Stargazer sweater. Now on to some whips. As most of you know, I've been gift knitting socks. Yeah, I'm making socks for a lot of people this year. I've already gifted 2 pairs to my brother and my dad, and they were really happy with it. So yeah, that's always nice. And these and the rest of the pairs I will be gifting on Boxing Day to my boyfriend's family. I have made a pair for every single one of his sisters' boyfriends, which is 6 or 7 pairs in total already, and then also his parents, which adds up to 9 pairs. Yeah, and then for my dad and my brother, so that was 11 pairs for gift knitting, and then I also threw in some socks this year I knit for me. But now I am on to the last 2 pairs of obligatory gift knitting. This, well, I've almost finished it. I just have to weave in the ends on this one, and here I just have to Kitchener the heel and weave in the ends. I'm not blocking them because, you know, they wouldn't have time to dry, so, you know, not blocking them. They're perfectly fine as they are, so. And then I have to write tags on with instructions on how to wash them and stuff, and yeah, but it's fine. This one, I could have finished this pair a long time ago, but because I love my viewers so much, and I know you love my sock tutorials, and some of you have been asking for more tutorials, and since I was doing an afterthought heel on this one, I thought to film that. So I've completed all of the filming now, so now I can just finish them. One I have done on double pointed needles, one I am doing on a circular needle, so all of the instructions are there. I've done, this was a true afterthought heel, this was afterthought heel with scrap yarn, so I'm just gonna make a really comprehensive tutorial video on that. So that was the second to last pair, and then the very last pair is one I am still knitting. I'm at the ribbing now, so it's, you know, not much longer to go. And actually this person, you know, the recipient of this sock, pair of socks, will not be, I will not see him through Christmas, so I still, you know, I can still knit on it today and tomorrow, because, you know, he won't be there, so I won't have to keep it a secret. And then I can just wrap it and give it to his girlfriend to give it to him on Boxing Day. And these are my absolute favorites. They are scrappy socks, as you can see, made with all kinds of scrap sock yarn, mostly commercial, some hand-dyed. Yeah, but I just love these. I love scrappy socks. This is my first pair of scrappy socks, and although it was a pain to weave in all the ends, because let me turn this inside out, there are a lot of ends. See that? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but as I was telling someone on Instagram, I have a little trick for that. So I'm debating whether I should do a tutorial on that as well, but not with this sock. I'm gonna just finish this and I'll probably make more scrappy socks in the future. But I can already tell you about it. So when you join for a new color, I will stop 6 stitches before the join, or before the color change. Then I will already take the new yarn and I will weave it in as I go. So do you know that with some color work, I think it's Fair Isle, but it could also be Intarsia, as I'm not into color work yet at all. I do want to be. But with one of the two, you sometimes twist the yarn in back. So you're knitting continental and, you know, you're knitting with both hands at the same time. And then sometimes you're twisting the yarn so that the floats aren't that long. And that is the exact same method that, that I'm using in the back to weave in the beginning of the new yarn, and then I would switch to the new yarn, and then for the first 6 stitches I would weave in the old color, just in the same way. And there are already tutorials on YouTube, as I also found some. Just search for how to weave in ends on scrappy socks, and I found some tutorials that way. And yeah, I do plan to film my own, but I don't know how much longer that will take. So if you're really curious, just go and Google some other vids, because there are some out there. And that just results in that you only have to weave it in once or twice, and then you can just cut it off. So it definitely makes it easier as the yarn is already woven in somewhat. I can show you on the wrong side here. See, the ends here is where I'm changing color. That's the end of a needle, and then the ends are all a bit away from that, and they have been woven in between. So yeah, it's been making this very pleasant, and I can't wait to make a pair for myself because I really like these, and especially the yarn I'm using right now. I have no idea what this is. Probably Regia, probably. Yeah, I'll mention it some other time if I work with it again. But I bought 2 50-gram balls of this. Yeah, there are so many fun colors in this one, and you know, I hope that it's manly enough, because you know, they are to be gifted to a man, but I think they are. Yeah, really like those. And a nice touch is that some of the leftover yarn that I used for this pair, which is this is the boyfriend of this sister, the recipients I mean, and I used some of the scrap yarn of this yarn I used for this pair, so I think that was a nice touch. Actually, most of the other socks I knit have some scraps in here, so it might not be that special, but yeah. Yeah, so that's my first pair of scrappy socks. Another thing that I have been working on, and that I have cast on since you last saw me, is a cowl, a crochet cowl made with our new Art Tribe yarn. So that's Art Tribe yarn by Scapius, and you may have seen my separate video on this. I got to choose my very own colorway, which I'm so very proud of. It was such an honor. And I have chosen this lavender, blue, purple, beige and yellow shade. This colorway, and I have been working on a cowl design with that, which is this. And it's just double crochets in the back loop. It's really fun, and the colors are kind of blending in together. It's more vibrant in real life than I see on the screen right now. And I've been using my stitch markers from Miss Nerys, so I never forget which hook I'm using, because they match perfectly with the Clover hooks, Clover Amour, and I'm using the red one, which is a 3mm one. Yeah, so I don't even know where my hook is right now, because I sometimes not keep it with the project, but yeah, these are really handy stitch markers, and make sure I don't forget. So this cowl will just be a cowl that you cannot wrap around more than once. It's just a singular cowl. Not sure if you say it like that. I've made the cast on a little bit too tight, so I'm thinking, well, maybe, I don't even know if that will block out, but we'll see. And otherwise, I'll just use this as the top edge of the cowl, as then you can kind of place it over your nose and it will stay put, you know. Or I might undo it, but I don't know. See, I'm just not a perfectionist anymore. I just don't care about that stuff, which is good. You know, it's just a sample. I kind of wanted to see how the colors play together, and I figured I would do a little design too, although it's more of a modification on my Tetris cowl, which is already a free pattern on my blog. This will also be a free pattern, but I've come up with the numbers to make it just a singular cowl, and I want to make some fingerless mittens that go with this as well. Possibly a hat, not quite sure. Don't know if this rich pattern will look good as a hat. Not sure. I do like my new hair with hats. Yes, very hat appropriate. Yeah, we'll see about that. Because usually I don't have matching sets. Although I do know that people like that, so I'll just see what I can come up with. Oh, and I've also been loving this new gadget. I don't know if I've already shown it to you. I think I have. It's this thread cutter. It's sparkly. And it's also by Scapius, and it just cuts the yarn like you would with a scissor, only that you're putting it in these dents, and there's some there's just a sharp edge in those dents, and you can just place the yarn there and cut it. And I've been just popping it in my bag, and it's been really helpful. Yeah, so those were my projects that I'm working on. What else have I done? I have done some paper crafting, yes. I have done this paper bunting and also one with a pennant shape. And I've photographed a tutorial for that, and it's up on the blog right now as of earlier this week, and it's just called Last Minute Christmas Paper Bunting or something like that. Yeah, so you can find that on newleafsdesigns.nl if you're interested. Although if you still need to craft something for Christmas, it's really last minute right now, isn't it? I have knit a mini sock ornament to gift in a Christmas card, which is really fun. And yeah, and I've also done some progress on my knit bathrobe. I'm knitting a bathrobe out of some really fluffy yarn, and I'm writing up the design as I go, but it isn't going so well, so I had to pause it for a little bit, but I picked it up again, and it's going good. Yeah, so I hope to publish that. That will be a free pattern. I hope to publish that somewhere in January. And you know, I haven't thought it all the way through. I thought, you know, when I have design in mind, I usually just make my size. So I did that with the bathrobe too, and I will love it. But I think that that most crafters will not want to make it for themselves, but will want to make it for their children or grandchildren. And yeah, I don't have any children around, so it would have been, you know, smarter to make the bathrobe in kid sizes, because that's what crafters will want to make. Yeah, but I haven't been so mindful about that project. I just, you know, I wanted a fluffy knit bathrobe for me, so I just did that. It will be a free pattern anyway, and if you use a thinner yarn, then you could make it for kids. Maybe I will even do the math to figure out a kid size. We will see about that. Yeah, but I'm not really someone who has kids in mind, so yeah. Anyway, so that's what I'm working on design-wise. I also wanted to show you some goodies that have come my way. One is a precious skein of a homespun house, which has been gifted to me at the Dutch Sinterklaas event. Me and my family exchanged gifts at Sinterklaas instead of at Christmas. Yeah, because it's my mom's birthday at Sinterklaas, which is December 5th, and it's just way more special to us than Christmas. So, so we chose to celebrate then. And well, I had some hand-dyed yarn on my gift list, and Homespun House was one of them. They got me a plump merino, which is 80% merino, 20% nylon, and it's a high twist. And the colorway is called Bang Bang Remix. Never heard of that one before, but yeah. And it's a little bit, yeah, so it says plump merino. It's 370 meters, so it's a little bit thicker than your usual sock yarn. I'll just show you. It's a really subtle colorway, lots of white, some ice blues, and also some purple, and also some red flecks here and there. Yeah, I really like it. I asked for, you know, I asked for any hand-dyed yarn, and then I said blue is always good, and it is. Blue is always good. And I have lots of yarn that I can combine with this, although I already have lots of possible shawl combinations in my stash. So we'll see what this will become. Yeah, but now I'm just happy to have it. Two other skeins that have come my way are these beauties by Caramelletje. And there's actually quite a mystery around these yarns, because I do not know what I did to deserve them. A short while ago I bought some Caramelletje for my friend Kirsten. It was a beautiful fade set from beige to yellow to kind of, well, to hot pink at the end, and the middle skeins were just a mix of all those colors. They were beautiful, and I ordered those I think in September, and you know, they were perfect, and I gifted them. My friend was delighted to have them, and then I think in November I got a package from Caramelletje, and she had my address because I had used it from for the first purchase, and in it was this skein, and it says Club Colorway First Love. It's a barefoot sock, 80% virgin wool, 20% polyamide. It's beautiful. But I couldn't figure out for the life of me why I had gotten this. And I still haven't. So, because first I was thinking, have I ordered something? Or maybe did I win something somewhere? Or because there was, I think, a giveaway that I participated in, but I checked and I didn't win. So I was just very puzzled. Also because it came from Vicky directly, and you know, although she has beautiful business cards in her orders, it didn't give any explanation on, you know, on the occasion. And so I messaged her, thanking her for the yarn, and just, you know, wondering how I would possibly deserve such a generosity, and I didn't hear back from her. So I left it. I just put it to the side because I thought, okay, it might be a mistake. I'll just put it to the side now. And then earlier this month, I got another one. And I'm just completely puzzled. But this one also says club colorway. This one is called Breeze. It's also a barefoot sock, so 80% wool, 20% polyamide, and it feels like a sock yarn should, you know, is supposed to feel. It's soft, but not too soft, so it will still be sturdy, and I think they would make, you know, everyone's always raving about Caramelletje, so I was very curious to try. But as I received a second one and it says Caramelletje Sock Club, I think either someone treated me to a sock club or maybe Vicky herself, and I am so thankful. But I don't know what I did. Yeah, so I thought to at least give her some shout out on the podcast, as these are truly, truly beautiful. I'll first show you the first one, which is called First Love. It's a dusky pink with some gray, some black, and also some purple speckles. And then also some places where it is almost undyed. And the second one, which is called Breeze, is a minty colorway with some bold purple blue speckles. And yeah, I'm just I'm still flabbergasted. And so I went to look on her website, and there are still listings for a sock club, although I'm pretty sure it's not the same yarn. She has another listing for a sock club which says January, February, March. So you probably get 3 skeins, or I read that in the description, you will get 3 skeins for that sock club. And yeah, and there are also lots of other amazing colorways. You know, I've seen the fade kit that I ordered that time for my friend. It was gorgeous. And yeah, so colorway wise, I wholeheartedly recommend Caramelletje, and now I will hopefully get to try it out sometime, unless someone says, oh no, it was a mistake, you'll have to ship them all back. I'll probably bribe them. Yeah. If you're seeing this, thank you so much. I appreciate it very much if it was a gift, but now I really don't know, so please get in touch with me if you see this, because I really want to thank you. Yeah, so those were my projects and finished object and acquisitions for this week. For this week, I say. I mean for this time. I'll show you real quick what the cast on is that I'm gonna reward myself with if or when all the gift knitting is done. And I have been craving to knit with this gorgeous self-striping yarn that I got from Het Wool Based a couple of weeks ago. And it's a self-striping colorway called the Mad Hatter. So inspired by the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland. It came with a complementing mini. It's the same brown as that is in here. I've been thinking about doing a colorwork cuff, as I've seen someone do that on Instagram. She used a solid and a self-striping, and she just did a colorwork cuff for the sock, and it's gorgeous. But then I don't really know what to do for the rest of the sock. I think I will use just a plain pattern and then put in a afterthought complementing heel, as I like that with striping socks. So yeah, I will reward myself with this cast on when everything is done. I have very little memory space left on my camera card, so I will just end now. If I get a chance to upload this before the holiday season, before Christmas, I don't know. I wish you a very, very lovely festive period. Yeah, have a great time with your family. Eat lots of things. Eat, desserts and stuff. And most of all, enjoy. And I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.